I started this journey back in August 15th, 2020. It's totally different than how I do it now, and I just was looking at that, some of the improvements I've made. So stay tuned, because I'm going to show you some improvements I made on my SUV RAV4 Toyota 2014. I've been watching YouTube videos from, all types of mobile living, from cars to SUVs to vans, trailers, and RVs. One of the things I didn't want to be like a camper. So I didn't want to go down the road and everybody looks at me as if I'm camping from one spot to another. Second of all, I didn't want financially, I had to go to a campsite in order to find somewhere to sleep for the night. I wanted to make that my choice, so if I didn't have to, it didn't have to cost me anything to spend the night. And other things, because I've set up remote income, one of the things nice about it, when I do travel, I have the cost of gas and maintenance, but I can offset that cost by using my car as a means of producing some income along the way. I want to start out in the back here, where I have a box that's attached to the back carrier of the vehicle. This is what is considered to be a Yeti. It's a lower grade version, and that kind of a knockoff. I got it on Amazon. It was about $100. It's only 14 quarts that I can fit in there, but for me it's ample. And I'll get that later, how I do that, because I don't store all types of food in my cooler, although the ice in this thing holds up anywhere from 5 to 7 days. Now I'm moving over onto the box. I decided to change my box over. The last box I had was metal, and I don't know if anybody remembers, you can look at some of the previous videos to see what type of box I had on there. It was a metal box, but it was a lot smaller. I couldn't really add to it as well, so I decided to go to Tractor Supply. I seen these over there, and it kind of fit really good between the cooler and the box. Now the box, I store a lot of my cooking items in it, as well as my food items, and also some miscellaneous things I don't want to store in back of my bedroom. And just remember what I've always considered it to be my bedroom. Yeah, the first thing I have is my toolbox, and I put it right here, so out of convenience. I used to store it where the spare tire goes, but that was really a hassle to get it out every time I wanted to get something out of it. And then I have 3 gallons of drinking water, or I use it for kitchen water as well, right here. I've never ran out, and sometimes I do carry maybe an extra gallon. And then I have my battery, which is kind of neat. This is the cover for the battery, but it's 851 cranking amps, so it's sufficient amps for me to charge what I need to do. in order to charge my laptop and my all my phones, and I do have chargers too. I normally keep one of my chargers always hooked up into the solar panel all day, and that way I can always use it at night if I want to stream or whatever. I also have an extra phone. I also keep that up well, and I interchange the phones back and forth. But as far as energy, since I've installed my solar panel, I've never had lack of energy without running my car. So I don't even have to run my car. I can go days without running my car and still have enough sun power in order to power everything I need. I do a lot of downloading, especially being on YouTube. So it does take a lot of energy as well as a good Wi-Fi. Now, if you look over here, I do have a Wi-Fi that's connected on my car here, and I attach it right here. And it's that, they call it a jetpack from Verizon. I've never had a problem with it where I couldn't get good Wi-Fi and I couldn't download quick enough. So it seems like to be ample. I have everything taken care of as far as that goes. Pretty much my days I work and I don't lack energy. Before I did the solar panel above, and I'll show you that in a minute, but before I did the solar panel, the biggest problem I had was I had a battery bank like a Jackery, but my biggest problem was always having to charge that battery all the time. So I was always driving, or if I was always running the engine in order to get that charge. Now I don't have to. I don't even have to hook up the shore power in order to have energy to survive. And really, I felt like when I did that, then I became more off the grid. Now, just to let you know, if you want to get a jetpack for Verizon, that costs me roughly $80 a month. And that gives me like a 5G access. The other thing is, on my battery, I got it from AutoZone, and that was approximately $165. But for me to do the complete solar kit in my vehicle, it was a little bit under $400 to get it completed. Yeah, on my solar panel, I installed it up on top. And I just attached it to the cargo lock, which is your rooftop carrier. And I did it by using 4 bolts to it. And I did reinforce them down with insulated washers. And then I took the wire and I put it down in here, but before I did it, all this is just what you would see in a plumbing situation to insulate a pipe. And then I put it over the window just to secure it. Now it works so good that I can go through a car wash and I never have a problem with any type of water getting in. Now if you want to look at the previous video where I explain exactly how I did that and how I installed everything, because over here I do have the inverter, which is right here, and that actually, what that does is that takes the energy out of the battery and stores the energy so it's usable, so I can plug things into it like my laptop, or I can do charge anything with it by powering anything off. I've done fans, like at nighttime I have a fan, and I'll show you that in a minute, but I do have a fan that I have inside, which kind of just gives me air movement inside my vehicle, which is kind of nice, and then it just kind of just gets the condensation out, gets the air moving, just so it doesn't get stagnant. And then if you notice, like on my windows, I have the Reflectix. Now what I did on these is, on the other side I put a fabric panel on it, and I'll show you that in a minute. If you look at the one I have on the window, that's exactly what I did. Is I put a fabric, I had a woman do a fabric and sew it to the Reflectix, and then I put it onto the window. But on the other side, I did put the black backer board on it as well. I get people that ask me, how do you live in a RAV4, like an SUV? It's a small SUV. And I said, I don't live in it. This thing right here, I don't live in this thing. I sleep in it. That's all it is a mobile bedroom. That's really what I need, because my daytime is everything you see out here. I decided to start my journey back in August 15th, 2020. There's a couple things I thought about that I needed in order for that to take place. Number one is that I needed some type of income that was producing while I was on the road so I could do it remotely. So pretty much wherever I go, I have the ability to make income. And that really matters a lot for me to survive. The second thing is I looked at my RAV4 here. I looked at it as a bedroom on wheels, and that's all it was. I wasn't looking at it to hang out like sticks and bricks, like a living room and everything else you do have with the sticks and bricks. I was pretty just looking at it as a bedroom on wheels to get me from one destination to another. Because really, my living room, my backyard, my front yard, it's always where I go. So depending where I go is what type of environment I have. But I choose that by having my bedroom on wheels.